I was about 4 or 5 years old, and my parents had just separated. My mom was living in a 2 bedroom apartment. I had my own room, but I preferred to sleep in her bed whenever I was staying with her. Our 2 bedrooms were at the end of a hallway, directly across from each other. Our apartment was on the first floor, and I remember that it was in the middle of the summer, and my mom had a window open in her room, which was directly behind the bed. Anyways, I woke up in the middle of the night and remember sitting up and seeing that our cat was sitting in the doorframe of my mom's room. Her door was open and you could partially see into my bedroom. This was strange because our cat was typically always in bed with us. As I was watching him, he walked into my bedroom and meowed. I turned to face my mom and wake her up. In the 3 to 4 seconds it took her to wake up, she asked me what was wrong. Both looked back up in the doorframe, and there was a man standing by my open door, making his way out of my bedroom. Still don't know how she managed to do it so quickly, but my mother proceeded to pick me up and throw me out of the screen window. She quickly followed, and we were able to start screaming for help, and someone called 911. The police came but didn't see any sign of forced entry, only that our front door was unlocked, which led them to believe that the man would have had to have exited that way. The strange thing was that my mom swore up and down that she had locked the door that night with a deadbolt and chain lock. About a week later, she was cleaning the kitchen and opened up our water heater closet, and found a notebook with names and drawings, as well as a pair of gloves and some gum wrappers. The police were called again, but all they could do was speculate that the man had been in our house and hid until we were asleep. I grew up in a house on Long Island in the town of Brentwood. It was a quiet town for its location. My dad worked as a taxi driver at the time, which meant he would usually end up coming home early in the morning and I would greet him. So, it's a Saturday, I'm watching cartoons, and my dad comes home and I run to say hello. My mom hears us from the bedroom and says, "Hi honey, don't go in the pool, it's not ready yet." Me and my dad think, well, that's weird, it's 6 a.m. We weren't going to go to the pool, but just brush it off. And he goes on to tell me his usual stories of the crazies he picked up throughout the night. When then we realized it's Saturday and my mom was at work. And it was just only me and him in the house. The voice sounded just like my mother. Fast forward a couple of weeks, we had just moved into the house, and my new neighbors come over to welcome us to town. It was 2 mothers, 2 sons, 2 little girls. One blonde haired girl and one shy brunette that didn't talk. We get to playing some soccer. However, the little brunette girl is nowhere to be found. The curious little kid I was, I ran around the property and I find her playing in the woods, a dangerous area for little newbloods to be exploring. She asked me to come play tag, but I declined, wanting to get everyone in on the game. The reactions of everyone as I asked them to join us was puzzling, along with the response from the mom. "We only have one daughter." Turns out a small brunette girl drowned in the pool 10 years ago. The mother soon passed from a heart attack. One day while doing my laundry, one of the lights blew out in my basement. My basement is set up so that the laundry room is split from the other side of the basement, with a wall and a door. In order to get upstairs, you have to exit the laundry room and go through the other part of the basement. So the light blew out in the other part, not the laundry room. I was the only light on that side. It was pretty dark. I finished the laundry I had to do while dreading the walk through the dark basement. I exit the laundry room, get halfway through the basement, and I hear a loud cackle. Imagine the sound people make when they imitate a witch. Take that and imagine that witch had been smoking for 50 years, making her voice deeper and hoarser. That is what I heard, clear as day, right behind me. I did not hesitate to bolt up the stairs. I waited until my father got home and then changed the bulb. I have yet to hear that cackle since, and I have not told a single person in the house about it. So I've been living in this house for a little while now. Pretty spooky things have happened, but nothing as bad as the first time we moved and I met the neighbors. I'm coming back from school one day, and I recall correctly I was in 7th grade, and my parents and brother were all out. So I go in, fix myself some pizza rolls, and watch some TV. I get bored, so I go outside and play some basketball by myself, and not soon after, I hear a door slam. The yard was enormous, but it was a small house with big windows and a white transparent curtains. I just presumed that sound was my brother coming back, so I looked through the pale curtains and I can make out a figure walking through the house. However, I could not guess who it was. As I get to the driveway, I noticed that there were no parked cars, which meant no one was home. Maybe my brother got a ride back? But where would he leave his Altima? Surely he never let it leave his side. Approaching the front door, I realized it was locked. I left it open specifically so I could get back in. As I wriggled the doorknob, I hear hurried footsteps head to the door, slowly turning into a sprint, in which I stop right at the welcome rug on the inside. Just stand there petrified until my brother pulls up. When I told him what happened, he got his iron bat from practice, and we made our way into the house. Not a single thing in the house was disturbed and had been left the exact same way I left it. However, that's not the most disturbing part. My brother didn't use his keys to get in, which meant the door was open all along.